Hey, how's it going, seventh grade? This is your video for Wednesday, October the 28th and Thursday, October the 29th. So this is a little bit different lesson because we don't have a big presentation or Google Slides because we are introducing our RAFT project for our unit assessment for this one. But as always, guys, make sure you go in and do your attendance and your bell ringer for today. It is a 5-minute or a 5-point bell ringer. So make sure you guys get in there and do the bell ringer question for today. So the rest of this video is going to be talking about our RAFT project, which is a 50-point project. You are going to have some choice in this and how the type of project that you want to do, and I'll go ahead and explain that to you now. So if you guys, when you're in here, if you click on the RAFT assessment directions, it'll take you to this. When you click on this right here, this gray box, it'll pull up this Google Doc for you, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and explain what the RAFT is. So you are going to have choice. So number one, you're going to have choice. You're going to have to choose an option from this chart below. And we have 4 different options that you can choose from. You're going to get to choose the format that your project is going to be demonstrated in. And I'll show you that in a minute. We have some information to help you guide through. It's kind of like a pre-write, so that when you are doing your project or whichever way that you decide to do your project, you'll have some basic information to help complete that. And then we'll also, this will be due next week. So if you are on my Monday, Wednesday class, it'll be due on Wednesday. If you are part of my Tuesday, Thursday class, it'll be due on Thursday. So again, those will be due next week. So it'll be November, I believe, 4th and 5th will be the days that these are due. So let's go ahead and talk about our options. So you're going to need to pick one of these 4 options right here. So as we go down through, you can see I have 4 options here. So what you are going to do is option 1 is you're going to take the role of a king in your audience. And just so you guys know, whenever you do any type of project or any type of writing, you always have an audience. Typically, your audience is your teacher. This time, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Even though you're writing it and I'm going to be grading this, you're going to have an audience that's going to be a little different. So, for example, because we're talking about the feudal system here. So option 1 talks about you're going to take the role of a king or queen, and your audience, you're going to be doing your project, and you're going to be communicating with nobles. And your topic will be you're going to explain to your subjects why you are in authority or why you have the power in the kingdom. So you're going to explain to them, based off of what you learned from this unit, why the king or queen has all the power, all right, and why they're at the top of the feudal system. Option 2, you're going to be a nobleman talking to a knight, because remember, noblemen often had knights that served under them that helped fight them when the king called for noblemen to help support them in the war. The knights would support the noblemen, and that's how you got your army. And you are going to persuade a man to pledge their allegiance or loyalty to you and provide protection for your manor. So if you take option 2, you're going to be the nobleman, and you're trying to convince a knight to come and pledge their loyalty to you. Option 3 is a knight to a nobleman. This is a little bit different because you're now talking to someone above you. And you're going to try to persuade your lady or lord to grant you something, whether it's additional land, whether it's a banquet celebration type thing, whether it's a marriage to their daughter. You need to try to persuade them. All right. So your audience will be the noble, the lord or lady. And finally, option 4 is serf to serf. One serf to another serf, and you're going to inform a person moving into the Lord's manor what their responsibilities will be. So you're going to talk about the responsibilities from one serf to another serf. So we have a couple different formats that you're going to be able to choose, and I will show you where you can find out the rubric in just a second. Here are your 4 different formats. You can do a letter. So you can write a letter from one person to the other person. You can create a video. You can create, if you're really good at drawing, you can do a comic strip, or you can do song lyrics. So you can write a song which gives you that information. So remember, you got to pick one of these 4 options here, and this will tell you what you're going to be writing about, or what your video is going to be about, or what your song is going to be about, or what your cartoon will be about, will be the topic section. All right. So, now, this is just your planning time. So when you try to figure out what are you going to write about. So These charts will be yours, so you'll be able to pull this and you'll be able to type in this. So you can come in here and you can type which person from the Middle Ages will you be pretending to be, to remind you, well, what role am I playing? Am I going to be a king? Am I going to be a noble? Am I going to be a knight? Am I going to be a serf? And who is your audience? So who are you talking to? And that will depend on which option you pick. This will be your topic. So what is it you're going to talk about? Because, there was a little bit of things that you could do. There are some different topics you could have. It could be more than one topic. So you're going to be writing yourself some notes about what your topic is going to be, and then your format. What format are you going to use? Are you going to create a video? Are you going to write a letter? Are you going to do a song? Are you going to create a comic strip? That's your format. And this will give you the opportunity. You can just click on here and you can type. This is just bullet points, and you can write more than 3. Okay, this is just giving you a couple. Your main ideas. So this is where you start thinking, what is it that I really want to say in this project to demonstrate my knowledge? Now, here's the thing, guys. This is where you're going to be using your notes and your reading. So if you're going to be a nobleman convincing a knight, well, you got to know, what's that relationship like? Go back into your reading, figure out what that relationship was going to be like, so you'll know what notes you need to put down so that you can include those types of things in your project. Here's where you're going to put historical information, again, from the unit, from your notes, from your readings. What historical information may you need to make sure that you get your project done? Because remember, guys, you're trying to show your knowledge of what the feudal system is like and how these different groups of people interact with each other. So it does need to be appropriate to get the highest grade that you possibly can. And then this is just a reminder of which rubric you're going to follow. And I'm about ready to show you the rubrics right now. So here's your letter rubric. So this will tell you, this is how we are going to grade it. All right. It tells you the points value, and this is worth a total of 50 points. You're living right here in the meats. So when you get finished with your project, before you turn your project in, what you are going to do is you need to make sure you've met all of these requirements in the meats. It'll be on the left-hand side. So this is the one for the letter. If you're going to write a letter, you have to come down here. This is the rubric for your video. This is the rubric if you want to do a comic strip. Remember, we're living right here in the meats, so you need to make sure you have all these things. And then this is the rubric if you're going to do song lyrics. All right. So this is the direction sheet. This will tell you exactly what you need to do. Remember, you're picking one of these options. Okay. And then you're going to use one of these 4 formats. You only pick one. All right. This will give you the opportunity to repeat. Who am I? Who am I talking to? What am I talking about? And what format here, which one of these formats am I going to use to remind yourself, what am I doing? Some main ideas, some basic information on what you're going to talk about, and then your historical knowledge. These are your pre-writes to make sure you get that stuff included in there. All right. Now, when it comes to submitting this, what you're going to do is in your module, you're going to submit this. This is going to be a little bit different submitting process than what it normally would be. Because you are going to, oops, let me get to the right spot. I thought we had it in here. When you come in here and there's a little submit thing, well, I don't see it in there. Huh? I will make sure I cover that in our next class, exactly where and how you're going to submit that in. So I'll make sure we get that covered in the next class. So again, as always, if you have any questions, what you will do is just come over here in the inbox and send me the inbox, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. With that said, I will see you guys in the next class.